Hi everyone! Today I'm going to talk about stars part 2. Let's first go to Altair. Altair is the first star in our way. Altair lives in the Aquarius constellation. Altair is also known as a white dwarf. It orbits, but circles about 10 hours that it makes an oval shape. It is also called a main sequence star. Actually, I draw it small, but actually, our sun is smaller than Altair, but I want to draw this size so it won't be a giant. The next star on our way is Zumuna Shimali. Zumuna Shimali is called a blue-white main sequence star. But actually, in Earth, you would see Zumuna Shimali green. So then, Zumuna Shimali lives in the Libra constellation. So that Zumuna Shimali, the long name right here, is a blue-white main sequence star. The next star on our way is Vega. See? So Vega is also known as a blue-white main sequence star. It has a little bit blue, but it's covered in white. So Vega lives in the Lyra constellation. So you would see it's oval shaped like this star, Altair. And also this blue-white sequence, Vega, is also a little bit bigger than our sun. And remember, Altair is oval shaped. Next star on our way is Pollux. Pollux lives in the Gemini constellation. And something is a little bit silly about Pollux. It has a friend beside it. Its name is Castor. This orange giant Pollux is just only have one solar system. So Pollux has one planet named Theseus. It is a little bit bigger than Jupiter. You know that Pollux lives in the Gemini constellation with Castor beside it. Pollux is also giant and is the closest system to our sun, but actually it lives in a different constellation. Our sun lives somewhere in the constellation like Telamon lives. So you know that orange giant Pollux is so big, and it's also called an orange giant, Pollux. The next star we're coming on our way is Aldebaran. Aldebaran is known as the fiery eye of the bull of Taurus because it is bright and it's red. And it's so hot. But actually, you see it's cooling out. It's an orange-red giant named as Aldebaran. It lives in the Taurus constellation. So, you know that Aldebaran is a little bit bigger than Pollux, actually. So, it's called an orange-red giant, Aldebaran. The next star in our way is Deneb. Actually, let's talk a little bit about Deneb. Deneb has Altair and Vega. And also Deneb lives in the Cygnus constellation. But Altar, Vega, and Deneb are part of the Summer Triangle creation. That if you want to look at the night sky, you see Deneb, you would see Altar and Vega too. So this blue-white supergiant Deneb lives in the Cygnus constellation, you know, and also is slightly a little big. The next star coming our way is Polaris, a yellowish-white supergiant. It also lives in Ursa Minor. Actually, if you want to look at this star, Polaris, you need to look at the North Pole because it's known as the North Star. Actually, this star never moves back and forth. So, it lives in the Ursa Minor constellation. So, this is a yellowish-white or yellow-white supergiant. It's Polaris. Lives in the Ursa Minor constellation. And see this? Its color is yellow and white. The next star coming our way, I flip my page over, is called a blue hypergiant, a pistol star, lived in the Sagittarius constellation. So, this star is almost near our Sagittarius A black hole. So, it lives in the Pistol Nebula. So, the Pistol Nebula is where the Pistol Star lays. You know that Pistol Star lives in the Sagittarius constellation. So, this is big and humongous and is luminous stars in the Milky Way galaxy. It's also blue, and see that? It makes its own light spread by the Pistol Nebula. So, you know that the Pistol Star is a blue hypergiant, big, and it also creates the Pistol Nebula. Next story coming in our way is Vivi Cephei. Vivi Cephei lives in the Cepheus constellation. Actually, it's an eclipsing binary star system. Look right here. There is a blue-white dwarf star. So, look at Vivi Cephei. It's bigger because actually this is a blue-white dwarf and this is a red hypergiant, an eclipsing binary star. It lives in the Cepheus constellation. So, this star is terrifying big, but it's a little bit bigger than the Pistol Star. See that? See the difference? So, you know that red hypergiant and Vivi Cephei lives in the Cepheus constellation. That they eclipse around each other. Now our favorite's coming in, right? The next star is Antares. Antares is in the Scorpius constellation. Antares is also known as a red supergiant. This red supergiant is a little bit bigger than Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is the size of this. So, it looks like pretend Uranus is Antares, and pretend Neptune is Betelgeuse. That's why they're almost the same size, but Antares is a little bigger than Betelgeuse. And you know that Antares lives in the Scorpius constellation. The next star is a Wolf-Rayet star called R13681. It does not live in any constellation, but it lives in a large magnetic cloud. It also lives in the Dwarf Galaxy. It also is blue and it has a nebula created by the Large Magnetic Cloud with the Tarantula Nebula. This being known humongous luminous stars known as R13681 does not live in the Milky Way galaxy. It lives in a large magnetic cloud. Other stars live in the Milky Way galaxy, but other stars live in some galaxies. But the Milky Way galaxy has a friend beside it, and it's a little bit close to the Milky Way galaxy, known as the Large Magnetic Cloud. But it's actually weird that this star lives in the Large Magnetic Cloud. Okay? This is big and lives in the Large Magnetic Cloud. No constellation. So you know that a Wolf-Rayet star called R13681 is big. And it's also luminous stars. Let's go to the next star, known as VY Canis Majoris. It's a red hypergiant. The biggest stars. This star is almost a similar size as the biggest stars, UY Scuti. No, UY Scuti, if you know it, or UY Scuti. So, this red hypergiant, VY Canis Majoris, is going to blast up to more than 100 supernovas. This is the biggest star ever told by scientists or astronomers. This star is so big that it creates a nebulae. But this star is so big that it almost is the similar size as UY Scuti. But this star is a little bit small than UY Scuti. So, you know this? But this, let me tell the constellation where it lives. It lives in the Canis Major constellation. That Canis Major is where a binary star system known as Sirius and Sirius B lives there too. And this is big. And you want to learn more, so this red hypergiant, it's so big, it lives in the Canis Major constellation. Let's go to our last star, by the way. The biggest and the last star is a quasi-star. Let me tell you about what the quasi-star is made. But it's actually not made of something. It is fueled by something. The answer is a quasi-star. It's fueled by black holes. This quasi-star, enormous star, by the way, is a lot of times bigger than our sun. Pretend the sun was the size as this. This star, quasi-star, is bigger than that, our sun. Actually, our sun is yellow dwarf. This is a black hole star. Quasi-star, by the way, is no constellation. But if you want to see it, you can just see it. It's actually a little bit far away. And it's very likely to see it. But it's actually a lot of light years away from us. This quasi-star, also known as a black hole star, has a black hole in its core. If this quasi-star exploded to a supernova, it would not become a neutron star because it is more than 10 times bigger than our sun. It is 207,000 times the mass of our sun. That's so big, huh? Known as this quasi-star, it's almost big than our sun. So, what will happen if this quasi-star exploded to a supernova? I was saying that. It would become a black hole. It's a supermassive black hole, by the way, because its core is so big. It also has a black hole inside it. So, if it explodes to a supernova, then the black hole is left by it. And now this black hole star had never